Hey there, thank you for joining me for today's practice. My name is Paula. Let's get straight into our practice today. It's a whole body sequence. If you often use a block, then please feel free to have a block nearby. We'll make a start in a comfortable cross-legged position, sitting down. If you do need a little bit of a blanket or something underneath you, feel free to do that. And if it's okay, let's start with the right leg in front, and I'm going to be mirroring you, so just so you know that I'll be doing the opposite, but it'll look the same on the screen, okay? So when you're ready, making yourself comfortable, resting your hands lightly onto the legs, and when you're ready, closing down the eyes. Taking these first few moments to gather yourself. Just noticing where you're at and how you're feeling, how your body's feeling. And acknowledging your effort to come to your mat today. And if there's an intention that you are working with or you would like to work with and bring with you while we move through our sequence, just bring it to mind now. Starting to take a few deeper, longer breaths in and out through the nose. And as you start to do that, can you have a sense of the spine growing long all the way out through the hips, up through the middle back and the upper back, the neck and the crown of the head. As the crown lifts up, the face softens, the shoulder softens. Just one more moment with the eyes closed. And let's blink open the eyes. Releasing the arms down by your side. Taking an inhale, grow up through the waist, and let's bring the back of the hands to touch together. As you exhale, take a twist to your right, placing the left hand on the outer right thigh, turning the eyes to look over the right shoulder. On your next in-breath, come back through center, back of the hands touch. As you exhale, twisting to your left. One more time, inhale through center, back of the hands touch, and then exhale to your right. And let's hold our twist here. Just being nice and easy, being quite early in the class, keeping that left hip dropping down. Finding some length in the spine on your inhale. As you exhale, just seeing if there's that little bit more space without forcing. Come back through center, bring the arms up, back of the hands touch, inhale. As you exhale, bring the hands down to shoulder height, so palms are facing down. And from here, we're going to take a cat-cow-like action with the spine and include the hands and the arms at the same time. I'm going to turn the palms to face up, thumbs starting to point back and down, lifting the sternum, take an inhale. As you exhale, opposite direction, palms down, thumbs back, curving through the spine, draw the belly button in, chin dropping in. And again, inhale, palms facing up and back, thumbs down, lifting the sternum. Exhale, curve the spine the other way, thumbs down and back, draw the belly button in. Last time, inhale, reach out through the fingertips, lift the sternum, thumbs back and down. And exhale, draw the navel in. And then coming back to center, extend out through those arms. Taking that right hand down, a little bit away from the hip, coming over into your side bend here, either just stay on the hand or onto the forearm, turning the eyes to look up to the ceiling. Press down through that left sitting bone and relax that underneath shoulder away from the ear. Easy breathing. And then let's take an inhale, coming back up to center. With your right leg, let's carry it back, coming into your mermaid pose. So that right foot is just going to sit alongside the hip there, and taking the hands just out by your side for a moment, grow up through the waist, taking an inhale. As you exhale, starting to walk the hands forward just to where you can. You might reach all the way forward, but keep those sitting bones pressing down onto the mat. Sternum reaching forward. Walking your hands back, so coming back upright, bringing that right leg back, and then let's swap it around so that the left leg is now in front. Your cross-legged position, hands down by your side, growing up through the waist. Once again, let's inhale, take the backs of the hands together. As you exhale, twist to the left. Inhale through center, back of the hands touch. Exhale, twist to your right. And one more time, inhale through center, exhale, twist to your left, and let's hold this one. So that right sitting bone's grounding down, thinking about the right side of the body, turning to the left. Is there any unnecessary effort that you can let go of here? And then inhale, come back through center, backs of the hands touch, palms of the hands face down. And once again, that action of cat-cow with the arms and palms of the hands. Take an inhale, thumbs back and down, lift the sternum. Exhale, curve the other way. Thumbs down and back, draw the belly button in. Inhale, extending up, exhaling, other way. One more time. Inhale, extending up, exhale, other way. And then inhaling, palms facing down, taking that left hand down by the hip, right arm up and over, dropping that underneath shoulder away from the ear, and then maybe turning the eyes to look up towards the ceiling. And then taking an inhale, coming back upright. And then let's take this left leg back behind, coming into our mermaid legs, that left foot coming in alongside the hips, and hands by your side, grow up out of the waist, inhaling, and then exhale, starting to walk your hands forward. Just feeling into your hips here, shoulders away from the ears. And then let's walk the hands back, bringing that left leg back into your cross-legged position just for a moment, so we can come over the legs, coming into your tabletop position just for a moment to transition into our down-facing dog, spreading into the palms of the hands, knees underneath the hips, tucking the toes under, and then pressing the backs of the legs behind you as you reach the hips up. Find that steady gaze with the eyes in between the ankles. Sealing down through the inner edges of the feet. And if this is super strong for you, you might have your knees slightly bent, or you might be able to reach your heels down. Let's take a rise up onto the balls of the feet. Inhale. And then as you exhale, lower the heels back down. And again, inhale to rise. And exhale to lower.
One more time. Inhale to rise and exhale to lower. Taking an inhale to unfurl the spine into your plank position. Maybe extending the feet a little bit further back so the wrists are just slightly forward of the shoulders. Press down through the middle knuckles of the hands. Imagine you're trying to pull them out apart and eyes looking slightly forward to the top edge of your mat. Just holding here, just for another full breath. Come down to the knees. Release yourself all the way down. Release the tops of the feet down. Bring those hands back, so just towards the middle part of the rib cage. Squeeze the elbows in, press down through the tops of the feet, and then coming up into your baby cobra. Eyes slightly forward, pressing down through the tops of the feet. And then if you'd like to, releasing those hands and interlace the hands behind the back. Maybe the heels of the hands coming together. Press down through the tops of the feet, reach the tailbone back, maybe lifting the arms off the back. For 3, for 2, for 1. Release the hands down by the ribs and then coming up into your higher cobra or maybe into your up-facing dog, shoulders away from the ears, lifting the kneecaps off, looking straight ahead or maybe slightly up. Taking an inhale. As you exhale, either through your knees or lifting up over your toes into your down-facing dog. Let's take 3 breaths in our down-facing dog. Trying to extend through the breathing, particularly that exhale. Rising up onto the balls of the feet slightly, so you can take that right leg up into your 3-legged dog. Take an inhale. As you exhale, knee into the chest and step it as far forward as you can towards the inside edge of that right hand. Onto the fingertips for a moment, reach the sternum forward. Taking an inhale to drop that left knee down, shoulders away from the ears. As you exhale, coming back up and starting to straighten into that front leg and come to the ball of that left foot. Don't worry if you're not coming all the way straight, just come to where you can. Just for one breath here. Draw that right hip crease back. Take an inhale, bend into that right knee. Place the left heel down to the middle edge of your mat. And then right hand comes to the inside edge here of your right foot. And then we're going to open up into our Trikonasana here. If this feels too strong here, you could come up onto your block with your right hand, or you could come up a little bit higher onto your thigh. Eyes turning towards that top hand. On the next in-breath, we're going to come up into our reverse warrior or our dancing warrior. Front leg stays bent, left hand very light on the back leg, right arm comes up over towards the side of that right ear. Maybe you can wrap this left arm behind. Taking an inhale, start to straighten into this front leg, wrap this left hand behind if it's not already there. And then we're going to draw this right hip crease back as we reach over into Trikonasana. We're going to place that right hand above the knee, below the knee, or on the ankle or your block. Draw the lower ribs in. When you feel comfortable to do so, you can turn the head to look up. But if you can, with this back hand, try to reach for the inside of that right thigh. Just hold where you can. Eyes looking up to the ceiling. Press down through the base of the big toe. Extend this left arm back up to the ceiling, inhaling. As you exhale, use the eyes to follow the hand as it comes forward, bending into that right knee. Frame the front foot, sprinter's lunge, drop down into that left knee, release that left foot down. Bring the hands on top of that right thigh, interlacing the fingers, drop the shoulders down. Scoop up through the pubic bone to the belly button, and then if you can, start to press a little bit further into the top thigh as you lift the sternum up, lifting the eyes. Taking one more full breath.
And then releasing the hands down, framing the front foot. We're going to walk back so this right leg starts to straighten. We're going to sit to the inside of that left foot. So we're walking our hands back, trying to sit all the way back so the left foot is on the outside of that left hip. If that doesn't work, just come into this Shavasana variation. If you can, keeping that left foot by the side of the hip, you might need to use your right hand for balance. If not, both arms can go up, taking a big inhale. As you exhale, reaching forward, knee, ankle, or maybe the foot. Let's take another in-breath to lengthen out through the spine. As you exhale, forward fold. Just to where you can. Remember, you can use this right hand to help you balance if you need to. Flex that right foot. Taking an inhale, extend the spine, and then as you exhale, releasing the hands. Bringing the right foot into that left hip crease if you can. If that's not available, just place it in front. So coming into Vajrasana, letting both hip bones come down, hands by your side, take an inhale to grow up through the waist. As you exhale, twisting to your right. Left hand onto the outside of that right thigh, looking over the right shoulder. Keeping that right foot slightly flexed and active so you're not stretching the outside of the ankle. Left hip bone staying down. Take one more full breath. Inhaling. Stay for the exhale, see if there's any more space. And then inhale, returning back to center. We're going to reverse that. So extend that right leg forward, using your hands, walking forward. So coming to your low lunge position, and then we're going to take the hands a little bit further forward of this right foot, tuck the back toes under, lifting up into sprinter's lunge just for a moment, and then coming up into your standing split, letting that left leg extend up, trying to reach the inner edge of that left thigh up towards the ceiling, letting the head stay relaxed. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bend both knees, trying to tuck that left knee behind the right knee, and then we're going to extend back up again, and you can open out the hip here, taking an inhale. And then as you exhale, tucking that left knee behind the right. We'll go one more time. Inhale. And then exhale. And shoot this left leg back. Step back into down facing dog. Take an inhale to unfurl the spine into your plank position. As you exhale, come down to the knees. Bend the elbows. Come all the way down. Release the tops of the feet down. Bring those hands back in line with those bottom ribs. Squeeze those elbows in. And then coming up into your baby cobra. Maybe for some of us, interlace the hands behind the back. Pressing the heels of the hands together if that's available. Ground down through the tops of the feet as you reach the hands back. Lift the sternum up. Keep breathing. Keeping the upper body up, release those hands by the ribs, and then coming up into your high cobra or maybe into your up facing dog. Sharp through the inner edges of the feet. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lifting through the belly or over through the knees into your down facing dog. Just take a couple of breaths here. Rising up onto the balls of the feet, taking that left leg up into your three-legged dog. Inhale. As you exhale, knee to chest. Stepping it forward into your sprinter's lunge. Onto the fingertips. Reach the sternum forward. Inhale, drop that right knee down. And then as you exhale, lifting it back up and pressing back into your pyramid. Drawing that left hip back. Maybe coming down to the palms. One breath here. Bending into that front leg, taking an inhale. Placing that right heel down to the inner edge of that right foot. Left hand comes to the inside of the left foot and extending open into your Trikonasana or extended side angle. Maybe coming up onto a block, onto your left thigh if you need to. On the next in-breath, keeping that front leg as it is, we're coming back into our reverse warrior, pressing down through the outside edge of that right foot, opening up through both sides of the waist. Maybe wrapping this right arm back behind you. Keep bending to that front leg. Start to straighten into that front leg. Wrap the right arm behind you if it's not already there, and start to reach out through both sides of the waist, coming out nice and long into your Trikonasana. Above the knee, below the knee, ankle or your block. Turning the shoulders to the side. Turning the eyes to look up towards the ceiling when you can. And if possible, you're trying to reach for the inner edge of that left thigh. Grounding down through the big toes. Find your breath. Kneecaps drawing up. Extend that right arm up to the ceiling. Taking an inhale. As you exhale, follow the hand as it circles towards the top of the mat, bending through that left knee, framing the front foot, coming into your sprinter's lunge to drop down onto that right knee. Release the top of the right foot down, bringing the hands up onto the left thigh, bending a little bit further into that front leg, scoop up through the lower belly, press down into the left thighs. You start to lift the sternum up, lift the eyes. One full breath. And then releasing the hands down to start to walk the hands back, sitting all the way back so you're on the inside of that right foot. Left foot is flexed. And then taking the arms up if you can. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, knee, calf, ankle or foot. Take another in-breath to lengthen out through the spine. And then as you exhale, draw the navel in as you fold forward. Sternum reaching forward. Steady gaze with the eyes. And then taking an inhale, coming up and releasing those hands. Bringing that left foot into that right hip crease or placing it in front. Making sure that both sitting bones are down as much as you can. Hands by your side, inhaling. Exhale, twisting to the left. Right hand onto that left thigh. Looking over the left shoulder. Long, smooth breaths. And then taking an inhale, releasing and reversing the action. So extending that left leg out long, starting to walk your hands forward, tucking the back toes under, hands a little bit further forward of that left foot and then coming into your standing split. So extending that right heel up towards the ceiling, let the back of the neck be relaxed. Taking an inhale as you exhale, tucking that right knee behind the left and then inhale to extend. You can open the hip out if that feels good and then exhale, tucking the knee in and again inhale and then last one, exhale. And then from here, we're actually just going to come to a seated position. Bring that right shin bone down. Just coming all the way down, extending the legs out, and then bending into the knees. You can come down onto your back. Just letting the shoulder heads drop down. Take a moment, just in your rest position here. And then taking an inhale, uncurling the pelvis, lifting the spine off the mat. Palms can stay facing down, reaching towards the heels, or you could interlace the hands underneath the back, creeping up onto the tips of the shoulders a little bit further. Pressing down through the inner edges of the feet. Just one more inhale, lift the hips up a little bit higher. As you exhale, releasing those hands and unfurl the spine all the way down. And then coming into your figure 4 stretch here, placing that right ankle on top of the left thigh. Bring the knees in towards the chest and then thread the right hand through the middle, holding the front of the shin if you can, or back of the thigh if that's better for you. Pressing that right knee away from the right shoulder. Then taking some little circles with the legs. Just to find a little bit more dynamic movement through that outer right hip. And then let's reverse the circle. Just feeling the breathing slow down. And then releasing back, just holding it in the center. Take another inhale. As you exhale, squeeze the legs in just a little bit more. And then let's release that left foot down. Release the right foot down. We'll swap it over, placing that left ankle on top of the right thigh. Bringing the legs in towards the chest, threading the left hand through the middle, interlacing the fingers over the front of the shin or behind the right thigh. Just keeping that left foot a little bit flexed. And then taking some circles just with the legs, feeling into that outer left hip. Changing the direction. And then holding the legs in the center, take an inhale. As you exhale, squeeze the legs in a little bit more. Press the back of the pelvis down as well. Relax the shoulders. And then let's release that down. Both feet flat onto the mat, extending one leg at a time, coming into your Shavasana. Just making sure you feel warm enough. Arms a little bit away from the body, palms facing up. Just closing down the eyes. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Once again, deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Last one, inhaling and exhaling. Just allowing the breathing to settle back into its natural rhythm. Letting go of the whole body with each exhale. Allowing yourself to come to complete rest for the next few minutes. So please feel free to stay resting here if you would like to. If you're ready to come out, gently wiggling the fingers and the toes. Let's extend the arms up above the head, taking a really big stretch, maybe hooking the thumbs, reaching out through the fingertips, reaching out through the toes. Big inhale. And then as you exhale, let everything relax. Bending the knees up. Just rolling over to one side and making your way up to a seated position. Just keeping the eyes closed for the last few moments, resting the hands down onto the thighs. Feeling into the length of the spine. Soft face, soft shoulders. Bringing the palms of the hands together into your prayer in front of the chest. Bowing the head down towards your hands. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time.